Hello guys, welcome back to another video, and today we are going to learn about geometry. So let's start. Now at first you may think, what is geometry? Geometry is known as the study of shapes. Shapes like circle, triangle, a square, rectangle. In geometry, not only other than shapes, we're also going to learn more things like point, different types of lines, angles, then circles, triangles, etc. But in this video, we are going to be learning about points and different types of lines. So first, let's learn about points. Now you may be asking, what is a point? Well, a point is a mark of position or place. So suppose if I do like this is a point. This is a point because this is a mark of a position or a place. So this is also a point, this is a point, this is also a point. Now a point has no length or breadth or thickness. It also has no shape. You may be thinking it is a circle, but when we will be learning about circles, we will know that a point cannot be defined as a circle. And you can also name a point. How? So we can name a point with the capital letter of the English alphabet. Suppose this is a point, and so we can name it point A. This point we can name it point B. This point we can name it point Z. So these are called points. We are going to be learning more about points, but first let's learn about different types of lines. The different types of lines are straight line, ray, and a line segment. These are the different types of lines. Now, you may be asking, what is a straight line, ray, and line segment? We are going to learn that now. First, let's learn about straight lines. Suppose you draw a line and put two arrows. This is a straight line. Now, you can see that there are two arrows at the end of the line. These says that this line is going indefinitely at this direction as well as this direction. So it cannot be measured as it is infinite in both of the direction. Here it can go from here to millions and millions of centimeters. Here it can go from here, it can also go millions and millions of centimeters. It does not have any end point, and since it is infinite, it has no fixed length and also cannot be measured. Now we can name a line. We can name a line in two different ways. The first one is by a small letter of the English alphabet. We can say it like this. Suppose this is line M. Instead of M, if we have written Q, it will be line Q, or A, it will be line A. Now, another way of representing a line is by taking 2 points on the line. Now, you may be asking how a point came to a line. Now, in a line, there are infinite number of points. Basically, a line is made up of infinite number of points. There is a point here, 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 and infinitely. But if you may be asking, the space will get lesser and lesser. But if you see it through a microscope, you can see that there will be still space left for more points to draw. So a line is made up of infinite number of points. So suppose we take this is a point and we take this as a point. It is not wrong because on a line there are infinite points and we are just taking two of them. And now we can name the points like this: A, B. And this is how this is another way of naming a line. This is line AB. Now there it is, but it is written differently. We have to write line AB in capital letters, and then we have to give a line sign. This represents that AB is a line and not a ray or a line segment. Now we can also write it as BA. Why? Because it's going in it has no end point or a fixed direction. That's why we can say it's a line AB or a line BA. Now this is line segment. Now we are going to learn about ray. Now a ray is like this. This is a ray. As you can see, it has a fixed direction. It is not going in this way, as the arrow says it's going indefinitely at this direction, and it has an end point, which is this one, and this arrow represents that it's going indefinitely at this direction. It can go for billions and billions of centimeters, but here it cannot go because there is a point, and this is called a ray. A ray, so we can say that a ray is a line that starts at a point and extends indefinitely in a direction. It has one endpoint, which is this. This may look as a starting point, but in geometry we call it an end point. Since it is going indefinitely at a direction, it still cannot be measured, and it has no fixed length. We can name a ray. We can name a ray like this. We're going to take 2 points. Suppose this is A. Suppose this is Q, and this is R. So we can say this is ray QR. Now over on QR we are going to draw the ray sign. Now you cannot say it is a ray RQ. It is because in the starting point is not R. The starting point or the end point is Q, and it is going indefinitely at a direction which is R. So we cannot call it RQ. We have to call it QR. So this is wrong. But we can also write it like this: RQ. It's not wrong, but you should not write this, as sometimes sometimes it is this is not practical, and in geometry you should write it like this only. Though this is not wrong, you should still not write with this. Write name a ray like this. So this was a ray. Now let's learn about a line segment. Line segment. Now what if we do like this and this. This is a line segment. Now this line segment, it has a starting point and an end point. So it can be measured. You cannot, if you say a line segment is going for a million centimeter, though it will be very long. If you say it can be measured, and you can say it's a million centimeters long, as it is not going as it is not going indefinite, it is not going infinitely at any direction. It has a fixed length and can be measured. Now here is something which you should know. Suppose this is a straight line. If you take 2 points here and name these points B, C, this points over here is actually a line segment. A line segment is actually a part of a straight line. But you may be thinking, then how should we name it? Usually while naming it, you don't actually have to put points. You can just write A and B, because because the question may come and draw a line segment. Then you have to take 2 points, and suppose you name it QR. So here AB is the straight line and AR is a line segment. The same thing goes for ray. So suppose this is a ray and these are 2 points, A and B. So this AB is actually a line segment, and suppose you name this QR, this QR is actually a ray. Now again, how to name a line segment? Suppose I name it A and I name it B. So it is, we have to say it's a line segment A P with a line segment line on the top. You can also call it BA, as it does not have a specific direction. So these are different types of lines. Now we are going to be learning a little bit more about lines. So let's learn it. The next things we are going to be learning are intersecting lines, parallel lines, and concurrent lines. First, let's learn about intersecting lines. Now, suppose there are two lines lying in a plane, and suppose like this. And since we're calling it a line, which is a straight line, we have to add arrows. Let's also name this line as line. This is line N and this is line M. And this is a point which is named O. Now, you may be wondering what is intersecting. The word intersecting comes from intersection. Now, intersection is a point where two lines or two line segment and two lines crisscross. See, it is a common where two or more lines crisscross. It is called intersecting lines. So, suppose there is also a point here named A, a point near B, and a point named D. Now, figure out which is the point of intersection. You can pause the video if you want and think. The point, if you thought if it was A or B or B or D, you are wrong. Because in A, not only there is only one line, there is no other line to crisscross. Same goes with D and B. But in O, the line M and the line N crisscrossed with each other. So we can say that O is the point of intersection, and this is intersecting lines. Now let's learn about parallel lines. Now, two or more lines lying in the same plane which have no point in common are called parallel lines. A parallel line would never meet, and it will be produced, and when produced, indefinitely in either direction. So suppose we draw this. Let's name this R, let's name this Q, and let's name this P. Now, here, these lines have nothing, these lines will never meet, but they lie in the same plane. It will never meet. If you use a ruler, you can see it will go indefinitely at either here or here. In this line would go indefinitely here, and this will go indefinitely around approximately here, and this will go indefinitely approximately here. So these would actually never meet. So if it will never meet, it's called a parallel line. Now here is a question. Suppose a figure like this is drawn. But before answering a question, here you cannot say that if it goes here, it will meet, because the arrow is given here, so it will go always here or here, and it will never meet. Whether it goes 10, 20, 100 centimeters here, if it would ever go 10, 20, 100, it will still not meet any time. Now, this is the question. The question is how many pair or pairs of parallel lines are there in this figure. Now, again, I will give you some time. You can pause the video to think and answer it. And yeah, I forgot to name the lines. Q, P, E, B. If you thought two pairs of lines, then it's wrong. There are actually one pair. Why? See, here these two lines will never meet. As you can see, this line would go here and this line would go here. But if you can see this line, it will go approximately over here, and this line will go over here. See, at a point they will meet. So now, while answering questions like this, you have to be very, very careful, and you have to think properly, because this is actually not parallel, as it will meet with each other. So this is a parallel lines. Now the last type of line is concurrent lines. So lines. So concurrent lines is just like intersecting lines. In intersecting lines, two only 2 points will lie in a plane and have a common point. It's called intersecting lines. In concurrent lines, there will be 3 or more lines meeting. Let's name this L, M, N, R, and this point, let's name is Q. This point. Now, you cannot say that this is a pattern. This is a intersecting line. You always have to say this is a concurrent line. Concurrent lines are always when 3 or more lines are lying in a plane and have a common point. But parallel lines are when only two lines are lying in a plane because one and have a common point. Parallel lines, again, just like the intersecting lines, OQ is the point of concurrence. Point of concurrence. And the concurrent lines are L, M, N, R. So these are the all types of lines you have learned. Now, lastly, in this here, we will learn a little bit about the properties of lines and the different types of points. So let's start. I forgot to mention one thing, that here we will also learn how to measure lines, but that will be after properties of lines and different types of points. So the properties first. So first, let's talk about the properties of lines. Now, suppose this is a line and there are infinite points on this line. I've told you this earlier, I'm recapping this again. So this is made up of infinite number of points. So if a question comes like this, there are 2 points given, A and B, and if the question A and D, how many points are there on this line, on the line? Suppose this is R, line R. You cannot say 2. Just because you see 2, you cannot say. You will always have to say infinite, and 2 is actually wrong. Now, suppose there is a given point. From that given point, you can draw infinite number of lines. Again, you might think that that there will be not enough space, but if you see it through a microscope, you can see that there are still space left. So let me write it real quick. A line and infinite number of lines can be drawn through a given point. Now we're going to learn another property of line, but for that we need to learn the two different types of points. So let's learn it. Now the two different types of points are collinear and non-collinear points. Now collinear means something straight, and non-collinear, linear means something straight. Now, if suppose there is a straight line like this, and there are 3 points C D 4 points C D E F, and there are 2 points A and B. Now when two or more points lie on the same straight line, they are called collinear. But if they are not in a straight line, they are called non-collinear. So here C, D, E and F are collinear points, but A, B, C, D, E, F are non-collinear points. Suppose you write like this. It is name it like A, B, C. This is non-collinear because you have to draw two lines to join it, and you cannot just draw it with one single line. And another thing, any 2 points are always collinear. If you do it like this, these 2 points are collinear. If you do it like this, these are collinear. You can write in any way you want, but any 2 points will always be collinear. So these are the two types of points. Now we are going to learn a last property of a line. Now suppose there are 2 points, and as I told you while learning collinear and non-collinear points, that 2 points, within 2 points only one straight line can pass through, and with 3 collinear points also one straight line can pass through. So within any numbers of collinear points, only one line can pass through. So these are all the properties of lines. Now we are going to come to a crucial step, which is measuring lines and some important stuff which you should know. First, we are going to be learning how to measure lines. Now, a line is usually measured using a ruler, as you can see. This is a ruler. Now, how can you measure line with ruler? Now, a line is usually measured in centimeters. So, what is centimeter, you may ask? Now, let me show you. Now, this is a scale, a ruler. You can also call this a scale. So here, these little points as you can see over here, these little points, these are centimeters. So this is 0. So 0 to 1 centimeter, we can call it 1. See, this is a big line. These are centimeters. So if you draw a line from 0 to all the way to 6, it is 6 centimeters. 0 to 1, it is 1 centimeters. Now there are also the question may come like 4.5 centimeters. Now what is 4.5? You know that this is 4. If you know decimals, you know that between 4 and 5 there are numbers like 4.1, 4.2, 4.3, etc. So as you can see, these small lines are 4 point, this is 1, this is 2. So this big line is 4.5, and this smaller lines of 4 point, this is 4.1, this is 4.2, this is 4.3, this one is 4.4, this one is 4.5, this one is 4.6, this one is 4.7, and this one is 4.8. Now there is a trick to do it very fast. So first, if they say 4.7 or any number which is between 4.5 to 4.8, you should always look at this area. But if any numbers come from 4.1 to 4.5, you should always look at this area. So suppose if a question comes, draw a line segment measuring, suppose let's write 8 centimeter. So zoom in quick. We're going to start by measuring it. As I told you, we're going to start from 0 and draw the line till 8. Now always remember, when you're drawing a line, your head should be always top of the ruler, exactly top. If it is tilted or not in top of the ruler, your line will get 1 millimeter, 2 millimeter, like that long. So you should always start like this. In 0, you should add a point, a small sharp bold point. Sorry for the interruptions. As I was telling, and 0 you should add a point. Then you should make your ruler straight, completely straight. Hold it like this, and then it says 8. So let's do 8.5. So in 8.5 we are going to put another point just like this. Now we are going to take the 2 points and join them. And there you have it, a 8.5 centimeter line. You should do it with very good precision, otherwise it may increase to 8.6 or even 8.7 centimeters. Now, the last thing I need to tell you in this video is that suppose a question comes, draw a line. Now a line means straight line measuring 4 centimeter. As you have learned, a line cannot be measured, but then what should we do if it comes 4 centimeter? Now when it is measure a line, straight line, we are actually taking 2 points on the straight line and measuring those 2 points as the 2 points is actually a line segment. So with that same, first we're going to take a point here, join the 2 points. Let's do 4.5. Sorry for this mistake. And 1 point here, one point here, my ruler is straight like this, and this is 4 centimeter. And then as you add these arrows, see, it is, and it is actually a line, a straight line measuring 4 centimeters. This is it. Now this is it for today. If you have any questions regarding what we have learned today, you can tell it in the comment section, and I will reply to it in another video. In the next video of geometry lesson, we are going to be learning how to construct angles and what is angle and different types of angles. And for today, that's it. Thank you. Have a nice day.